Well, Coinbase is launching a brand new product with a new credit card with Bitcoin rewards on it. And we've seen that product before from previous companies. And what happened to them was not great. They ended up actually going bankrupt. So hopefully Coinbase doesn't go down that same route. They are a bigger company and actually make money. So maybe they have some sort of buffer to be able to actually do this. But some of the reward systems that they put in place for this card kind of mimic what happened before. And those were cards from like BlockFi and Celsius. These guys, um, they weren't ended up being the greatest companies in the world. But here we have a video of someone getting or their ad here. For this card, it's honestly the design's cool. I like how it looks. Bitcoin rewards great. The system not great. It does have a fee, so the card itself is it's interesting. If you use Coinbase and already are like a Coinbase One member, you pay their subscription, then it might be something for you. But I don't know if it's worth it to actually use it if you don't use Coinbase or hold assets on Coinbase or do anything of that nature. So that's the big separating point for them. You see, this is their launch thing. This is someone unboxing it here, so you can see, fancy thing. It should be metal if it's got a subscription attached to it to be able to get it. So I'm assuming it's metal. The design's cool. It's like a good looking card, but ultimately, is it worth getting? I don't know if I would say so. This is their page here. What they say: 4% back, Bitcoin back on every purchase, which is the top line, right? That's the absolute max you can get. And you can only get that by holding assets there. So the more assets you hold on Coinbase, the more Bitcoin you earn on your purchases. And it goes from 2% to 2.5% to 3% to 4%. So I don't know where they have, how much the assets are supposed to be for these things, these sections here. So I'm sure it says it somewhere. I'm not finding it, but I would assume it's probably a pretty hefty amount, to get to the 4%. It's not going to be something that you just put $100 in there and now you get 4%, right? So I'm assuming it's probably going to be tens of thousands of dollars at least to be holding to get to 4%. And I think that would be like the bare minimum. It'll probably be way more than that. And then in order to even get these rewards and get the card, right, you have to be a Coinbase One member. So they have the yearly plan here, $49.99, $50 a year. And I think this is a new one because I think Coinbase One right now is like, I don't know if they have a yearly thing, but it's something crazy. It's like $30 a month or something. It's insane, which would definitely not be worth it for a card like this. But uh, $50 a year, still not great. Like, I don't like cards where you have like annual membership fees or any fee associated just to get the card. So it kind of takes away from earning stuff with it. But this is what you get for, I guess, Coinbase One: $0 trading fees on $500 a month. Your first 500, then you get the fees back. Boosted USDC rewards, which again we've seen that before with Celsius boosting rewards when you buy into their little system. I do think that right now, this is a reasonableest reward with the treasury bill yields and everything. So it's not like a crazy thing going on. When Celsius was doing it, BlockFi, they were crazy rates, taking way more risk than they told people they were taking. But, 5% on staking and $120 transaction credits on base. So their little coin crypto platform thing that they've launched. So you don't really get much with Coinbase One. With at least, I'm guessing this is like a light thing. I'm assuming if you go to like the $30 a month tier, you get no fees on anything. I would sure hope so if you're paying a subscription like that. But I don't think it's worth it at all. You take this and you look at its break even, right? So it's $50 a year, we'll call it, for 4%. The absolute highest you would get you would have to spend $1,250 a year to break even on that 4% rate, which isn't insane, right? People are probably spending that regardless. And if you do it at the lowest one, you got $2,500 a year you'd have to spend. At that point, then you would start actually getting more than you're putting in for the card, right? So most people probably, it's nothing. You're probably going to spend more than this anyways, but is it worth it to have a card where you have to have that membership? Because maybe in, 5 years, maybe the rewards go down to the top end being 2%, and maybe they don't really offer as much stuff, or there's a different card that you could get the same or pretty close to the same rewards, and it'd be a free card with no membership, and then you start using that instead, but you can't close this because then it'll affect your credit. So there's a whole litany of things with cards with fees are just no good. We keep scrolling down their website here. Cardholder benefits, you get retail protection, warranty, return protection, Amex offers. So your kind of standard credit card stuff. Is this partner with American Express? So kind of just tapping into their network, and you get like most of the stuff that their people who buy their card who have fee membership, like membership cards, not the free ones, because the membership ones should have more stuff with them, right? Get a bunch of traveling stuff, lost luggage insurance, trip cancellation, all this stuff. So normal credit card things. The background's the Genesis block, so that's probably the coolest part of this is just having the Genesis block on here. That's the inception of Bitcoin. So that's cool. But also for Coinbase, they're not really a Bitcoin centric company. They used to be when they first launched. They were Bitcoin only. They've become a crypto casino, and probably for business, right? It's good for business. More people will trade crypto casino tokens than they will trade Bitcoin. You get to make more money on the trading fees, right? So makes sense for Coinbase to do that. They have the material here. So it is a metal card, and it's from Amex. So good, probably quality card, right? Looks good. Some of the questions here, these are whatever, but how does the Bitcoin back rewards work? You can earn up to 4% on your purchases. The more assets you hold on Coinbase, the higher your rewards rate, and then you can hold any asset, including USDC or USD, to qualify. So them saying that, which I would assume they should put the tiers in like here, right? So we can see what is the tier at 2%? It's 0 to what, right? And then what's the next tier? And what's the highest tier? How much money do you need to have in this thing to be able to get 4%? The thing that's being advertised. Because it seems like most people are not going to be at 4%. They'll probably be at 2%, which also makes this card kind of dumb because you can already get cards that are free that give you 2% cash back on everything. And if you wanted it in Bitcoin, just take the 2% they give you and buy Bitcoin with it. It's as simple as that. You don't have to have a Bitcoin rewards card to get Bitcoin, right? So I don't think that it'd be super worth it if you're at the 2%, even like, what is it, 2.5% or 3%. I don't think that justifies paying for a card just for Bitcoin rewards when you could get a free one at 2% and to get the exact same thing and just buy the Bitcoin yourself. And with them saying USDC or USD, it makes me think that the limits are going to be pretty high because you can hold cash on there, you can hold stable coins, so you can get things that don't fluctuate. So if you wanted to put money in there, you could just put it in there for the rewards. It makes me feel like it's going to be a much higher lower level to get 4%. It might be closer to like $100,000 held on Coinbase to get 4%. That wouldn't shock me. What other perks come? Whatever. Basically things from Amex, their credit card network stuff that they offer. And then you can pay your balances with whatever accounts you have linked on Coinbase. So sure. Is this coin or this card the next best thing, the greatest thing in crypto? Don't know, right? I don't really know. Like, it doesn't seem like it's going to be some spectacular thing. I don't really see the purpose to have it. If you want the Bitcoin rewards, you can do that yourself, like I said, and paying for a card just never really seemed like the greatest idea. So, someone also did this math, so I didn't check it. So we'll assume, I think they're going off the $30 a month because the annual one, see, so this person actually got it wrong, right? So they said $30 a month plus $50 a year for the card. They're offering a new Coinbase One subscription thing for $50 a year that will give you access to the card. Currently, Coinbase One is $30 a month. So based off of like $30 a month, I mean, we can do the math here to check in right now for what, $30 a month. You got that at 4% would be about $9,000 you'd have to spend to actually break even on that card on a normal Coinbase One subscription. So that is where you start getting into this territory of like, maybe you're pushing it too far. Like putting 10 grand or spending $10,000 a year on a credit card to break even on the rewards is probably too high of a number. And then that goes down as well. The lower if you go to 2%, right, it takes more money to break even. But that's why they offered the $50 a year thing. So it's kind of void. But still, what happens to Coinbase, right? They are a pretty big company. They make money actually, so they're not as like BlockFi or Celsius when those came around. They were new companies. They didn't really make money. They were doing a ton of risky stuff in a zero interest rate environment. So it's not quite the same. The interest rates now are a lot higher than they were back then. They're not zero. They're around 4%. So it's Coinbase could be playing it much safer than those guys are playing. Plus they make profit. So I don't think this is going to bankrupt Coinbase, but it is funny seeing this rewards card in the same kind of structure and saying like, use the app more and hold more stuff on Coinbase and you get more rewards for that. Just kind of following the Celsius way in their Celsius token. I forget even what it was called, but they hopefully Coinbase doesn't go bankrupt because that would be pretty big bad news, but I don't think they're going to. But yeah, will you be getting the Coinbase One card, or are you in agreement that it's probably not worth it and it'd be a lot simpler to just get a free card and take those rewards from that card and buy Bitcoin if that's really what you want? I think that'd be a better thing to do and not pay for a card. And then if you run the numbers on those two, where you take a free card at 2% and their card at 4%, it's the break even gets bigger if you comparing the cards, right? So I don't think it's worth it, but let me know. Let me know if you think it's worth it. If you'll be grabbing a Coinbase One card, or if you're gonna be staying away. That's gonna do it for this video. As always, wish and subscribe, and I see you guys in my next video.